Thank you, Madam Chair. It is with a heavy heart that I'm sitting here today. I've talked with a number of our Republican colleagues prior to today to urge them to support the nomination of Gina McCarthy. And while they did not commit to doing so, for the most part, they had very positive things to say. They expressed concern that she had not fully answered the questions asked of her. And I said to them, do you know how many questions she's been asked? Over 1,000. And you might say, well, compared to what? Well, compared to Mike Leavitt, my friend, former governor from Utah, who served as EPA director, who served as administrator, and who served as Secretary of Health and Human Services. And when he was nominated for the same position, he was asked fewer than 400 questions. So she's been asked over 1,000. Governor Leavitt was asked fewer than 400. Our friends in the Republican Party may not like all of her answers, but she's answered a bunch of their questions, a lot of their questions. And if you want to say, if they want to say, well, why don't we ask maybe 2,000 or 3,000? She may not be able to answer all of those, but I think she's answered most of these questions. And again, they may not like the answers, but she's given them answers. Our chairman has indicated this is not the cabinet of Mitt Romney or George W. Bush. This is the cabinet of Barack Obama. And I'm an old governor. I believe that elections have consequences. I believe that when you're an executive, or if you're the governor, you happen to be the president of the United States, you have an obligation to nominate good people. The president didn't nominate somebody we don't know. He nominated somebody who'd been unanimously confirmed by this committee, and I think maybe by the Senate for the position, one of the top positions at EPA 4 years ago. She's not somebody that comes out of left field on these issues. She's someone who's actually worked for Republican governors before. Not one, not two, not three, not four, but I think for five Republican governors. And somehow she's just unacceptable. I worry about something I call executive branch Swiss cheese. And when I say executive branch Swiss cheese, I'm talking about an administration. I don't care if it's this administration. I don't care if it's a Republican administration, past or future. But when you have cabinet positions that are vacant or filled by acting people, or deputies that are deputy secretaries that are vacant, or assistant secretaries or undersecretaries where you don't have somebody who's in a confirmed position, that's not good. So maybe our friends in the Republican Party think that's bad or hard for the Obama administration. It's bad for our country. It is bad for our country right now. And what's even worse is the example that it sets and the invitation that it extends for future administrations. Someday there'll be a Republican president. Someday the Republicans are going to be in the majority in the Senate, and that Republican president is going to want to have his or her cabinet in place. Again, I think like an old governor. I think if a governor or a president nominates good people, honest people, hardworking people, they ought to get at least a vote. They ought to get a vote. I think they ought to get our support. I'll close with this, Madam Chair. I remember, I'm sure we all remember some meetings we've had here. I especially remember a meeting I had about 8 years ago. I was not the chair of the Clean Air Nuclear Safety Subcommittee, but I was, I think, the ranking Democrat on it. And I met with 8 or 9 utility CEOs from all over the country, and we were talking about clean air issues. One of the utility CEOs at the end of the meeting, kind of got to the end of the meeting, he's a guy from a southern part of the country, kind of a curmudgeonly old guy, and he said to me at the end, he said, you know, Senator, what y'all ought to do, you should tell us what the rules are going to be. You should give us a reasonable amount of time and some flexibility and get out of the way. The problem with what we're doing here is it makes it hard to do exactly what he said. It makes it hard to tell them what the rules are going to be, to provide a reasonable amount of time, some flexibility, and get out of the way. We need to move this nomination. All of us need to show up. We should have a good, robust debate, and we should vote. This nomination deserves a vote. This nominee deserves a vote. And frankly, our country needs it. Thanks very much.
Thank you.